let's talk about that Chiron in Aries, Chester. Chiron is the primal wound placement in our natal charts. Hi, I'm Zoe Flowers. And they say that it is a wound that cannot be healed. It is a wound that we are always trying to heal. Again, it's primal, so it's something typically that happens to us when we're young or just when we came into the world. And if we think about Aries, the first sign in the zodiac, it being a cardinal sign also, meaning it leads you into spring. And it's fire, so it's all about passion, ignition, the divine spark, the creative spark. Aries is about the identity. When we think about the first house, which is associated with Aries, my astrology teacher does not fall to that. Other people do. I haven't really decided where I fall yet, but certainly the activities of the first house have to do with the self-image and self-identity and how we see ourselves. That's what the first house is correlated to. Aries is correlated to weaponry, warfare, being a soldier in the highest octave, a soldier for good. So to have Chiron in Aries, it is a constant battle to come to terms, to come into a sense of agreement with ourselves. You're gonna see issues of identity, body image issues. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at my plants. They're sprouting like a lot of buds. It's distracting. So crisis of identity, I would say. So Chester had that. The other thing I found interesting, Chester Bennington, lead singer of Linkin Park. I actually liked Linkin Park as well. Chester was born March 20th, 1976, and he passed on July 20th, 2017, which is the birthday of Christopher Cornell. So these two men were very good friends. And, Linkin Park was one of those leaders of hip hop and I don't know if it was screaming metal or if it was just hard metal. I'm not really sure. I don't really remember what the title was at the time. But yeah, Linkin Park's was one of them ones. They had some really good songs. And so I don't know a lot about Mr. Bennington, as I didn't really know a ton about Chris Cornell. But just as Chris's reading was requested, the request to do Chester came at the same time. So let's go. What do you want to tell us about your rise to fame, Chester Bennington? Chester Bennington. I know you're already at the front of the room, but scoot your chair up a little bit more. It felt fast and slow at the same time. But there, right from the beginning, there was a lot of deception, a lot of misunderstandings, fear, and anxiety. Did they have a song called Anxiety, or was that somebody else? Okay. Sorry. Charming, artistic, caring, romantic offers. So they call this the false night, the Knight of Cups. You think you're getting one thing, but you wind up getting something else. And what's his astrology looking like? I know he had a Sag moon, which I think Chris did as well, which I find fascinating, like having that Sag, that wild Sag moon. Sun in Aries, moon in Sag, Jupiter in Aries, Chiron in Aries, Neptune in Sag. Wow. Uranus in Scorpio. What I feel like is Uranus in Scorpio, things coming out of nowhere, dark things, secret things, taboo things, justice in reverse, corruption right from the beginning. And then this gift, music. Music was the way out. Music was the way out. It was the picture a cloud, a fluffy cloud, a thick cloud. And that's what life was like. It was like a cloud. It was like a blur. It was gray. And just imagine this wand piercing. It's funny, I almost said wound. This wand piercing the cloud, piercing the wound. Just like this. It came through with a punch. And all of a sudden, the weird kid, the slow kid, the dirty kid was successful, was victorious. Everybody wanted to sleep with me. And I knew it was all bullshit. But I rode it anyway. And I took it as far as I could go, for as long as I could go. For as long as it was glittery. Glittery, glittery, glittery. That's the word I keep hearing. Glittery, glittery. Glitter over my eyes so I couldn't see what was going on behind the scenes. And what was going on behind the scenes? Chicanery and mendacity. What was going on behind the scenes? We have the High Priestess here. Let's see if we got anything. Well, the first thing we have is a High Priestess. Again, living between the light and the shadow, the known and the unknown. Uranus in Scorpio. Neptune in Sagittarius. I feel like this is another Mercury in Pisces, Venus in Pisces. And of course, this is just cursory looking, but and just getting a sense of what's happening. Deeply sensitive person, deeply empathic, not the way everybody's an empath today, but like really deeply empathic and sensitive, and the environment just was not adequate for a sensitive person. So I built a shell. I built a persona. And that persona did not allow for the subconscious and the conscious to meet, nor the intuition, nor the foresight. If I saw it, I didn't see it. King of Swords, emotions have to be cut. Intellect is key. Slicing through the bullshit, but I couldn't. I was too detached. And then there's the drugs, the devil, and the sex. And the victim becomes an oppressor of the self. The victim learns how to punish themselves for things that were done to them before words were introduced. Poison was introduced into the system through umbilical cord, birth canal, vagina, into a dirty world. Knight of Wands, reversed. Stagnation and stagnation and stagnation and sludging through lies and sludging through betrayals and sludging through sex-filled rooms. My spark dims. Tower in reverse. The unthinkable becomes reality. It was always going to happen this way. What happened? What happened? Well, surveillance, first of all. I can't get a moment's peace. I am always watched. I am always critiqued. I am always picked dry. Bones picked dry. Vultures everywhere. What a beautiful dump. Maybe I would be better off gone. And this is where the drugs come. I can die without dying. And the surveillance and the substances and the money becomes its own energy, becomes its own entity. And now they've taken over with contracts and fences, beautiful fences made of gold. I am a bird in a gilded cage. It was no accident what happened that day. Betrayal often comes from the ones closest, the ones making your bed every morning, the ones tucking your babies to sleep, the ones making smoothies and omelets and avocado toast. And everybody knows it's the loudest secret in Hollywood. But they were so happy together. What a blessed union. Why won't they shut the fuck up about what happened? Why do they keep talking about it? There is regret. My, doesn't this look familiar? just because I was leaving, the most beautiful dump around, didn't mean I hated you. I wished you no harm. I just wanted to get back a sense of who I was before all the bullshit. I was just trying to unmark myself. And the plans were going really well. I was really making progress. But the surveillance, the fucking surveillance, and the backstabbers wanted to delay the inevitable. I was always going to leave. Different decks, same cards. And I was tapping into my intuition, and I was tapping into my divine feminine, and life was starting to feel juicy again. What wicked witchcraft we weave when we're weary of people trying to leave. End of a cycle. No more burdens now. It's already done. And even though I'm gone, they're still trying to bury me. What else, Chester? What else? Use the true crime deck. This is a crime. This is a crime hidden in plain sight. What about your fans? Don't get overly involved in the whys. Bottom of the deck. Don't become like your own cult. This was always going to happen. This always happens when these two things are present, commingled, intertwined. This is the logical result of walking this dark road with dark energies. Here I am showing up in my own reading, full of fire and fury, telling you I hate nothing. I am at peace because everything is about to come out. The expositions are about to happen. It's all happening. The people involved, the actions taken afterwards, the secret partners and partnerships, who gets what because of their bad choices around how I chose to live my life. It is done. Okay, I don't know what else to say. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, Chester. As you came in peace, go in peace.